Robinson and some really great lawyers. We're gonna try to fashion a strategy to sue for slavery reparations in this country, to bring a lawsuit. It's not the most popular thing everywhere, but that's not the test. The test is slavery was wrong. The government sanctioned and benefited from it. You can't have, 200 or 300 years of free labor built to help build the country. When you go to Washington, you look at those monuments like the Washington Monument, built by slaves. Nobody ever got any compensation for that. You got to look at it realistically, I think. So I think these are new challenges we have to face.
Johnny will never retire.
It's a journey to justice.
Johnny Cochran is the best, lawyer in the country.
Sean Combs had nothing whatsoever to do with the shooting.
I think Johnny Cochran made the world of difference. To know him, you'll understand that he's bigger than his methods.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
I don't think there's a person out there that if they found themselves in a situation similar to mine, wouldn't want a Johnny Cochran.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
Johnny is like Superman. He's the Superman of lawyers. He wears underneath his coat. He's quiet and timid for a minute.
This is graphic evidence from their own records.
When they say action, he opens up and just is brilliant.
There's no question about that.
Johnny Cochran, the man, the myth, the legend, best man for the job, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody else that I would call for the case, because Johnny understands the law inside and out.
Doing this duty as a DA to rescuing Puffy out of D-Day, to put no J back on the freeway.
Johnny always told me if I needed his assistance, call him. Hopefully I won't need his assistance ever.
Competition falls like a domino. He even freed Geronimo.
Johnny is a fighter for the poor and oppressed, the downtrodden. He is a person who don't stop.
I have a Johnny Cochran fund myself that I put away so many dollars a month just in case, because, you never know, I'm liable to go off.
This is the first thing a lawyer will do to you. Immediately put you in a position where you are not at ease, lost your self-esteem. I'm taller than John Cochran, but he gave me a seat. I'm sitting in a bucket.
I'm proud of the fact that he remained humble.
I've been coming to this barbershop since the 60s.
He's able to be humble because he was raised very well.
And without question, Johnny Cochran is one of the most respected, well-known lawyers in the world.
Johnny! Johnny! Johnny!
It's kind of interesting when people refer to you as the most recognized or well-known lawyer in the world. I never had any idea about being successful, or that I would be successful, or that I'd reach certain levels. I always wanted to work hard. I always wanted to remember what my mother said, be the best that you can be. And I always try to do that. I have the kind of profession where you judge not by what you did yesterday, or last week, or last year. My clients want to know, what can you do for me today? Throughout all my whole career, I had these celebrity clients. I remember as a young lawyer, I represented Lou Rawls back in a paternity action years and years ago. I represented Jim Brown. I represented Jim Brown in his last case he ever was in criminal court, and we won it. I represented Michael Jackson. I represented everybody from Queen Latifah, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Master P. I represented Tupac Shakur, a tremendously bright young man. In fact, we were due to go to court that week that he was killed. Of course, O.J. Simpson, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, Aretha Franklin, in civil matters. I've been blessed to represent a whole range of individuals, throughout my career. It's a journey to justice, as we call it. It's a journey that's not always easy, but it's a fascinating journey. I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, where all your friends were black and everybody was Baptist, and your food was fried.
The day Johnny was born was a very exciting day. For 9 months, we had looked forward to our firstborn. It's interesting how Johnny got his name. There was a young doctor, I guess, who was very popular in the hospital. And so the nurses talked with this doctor, and they wanted to give Johnny his name. And they influenced my wife. And actually, when she came home, the first birth certificate we got was in the name of James Harold. But after my wife got home, she got to thinking about that, and she decided that was not the name for him. And then she changed it to Johnny L. Cochran Jr. Johnny, as a little boy, was fun-loving. He always liked to have a good time.
Johnny was a great big brother. He kind of was an example, someone to kind of live up to. We all went to the same school, and so I had, unfortunately, the same teachers. And so it wasn't easy trying to live up to his standard.
We were a close-knit family. We did everything together. On Sundays, we went to church, and we were there for the better part of the day.
We weren't rich in material things. We were rich in, like, love and things like that really counted.
I was in the insurance business in Louisiana, and it was during the time when the war began. And so we had the choice of going to the Army, waiting to be drafted, or of getting into essential war work. So I got busy and left Louisiana to come to San Francisco.
My father said, I'm moving my family to California. And that was the best thing ever happened to me. Not that I don't like Louisiana, but the opportunities were such that once I got here, I could do more with the education system. It's about education, and they stress that in order for you to be all that you can be, you got to have education. Because my parents always said to us that knowledge is power. Not power to control others, but power to control your own destiny. My mother would always say that it's the one thing that no one can take away from you.
Cochran's video earlier today, he was working on getting reparations for FBAs before he died. And Johnny Cochran said that there is no way that America could have been as successful as it is right now without the 247 to 300 years of free labor that it got from our ancestors. And a lot of people are suspicious of his death. I was hearing that because I'm here in LA. He was out here in LA with me. And a lot of people are thinking that maybe that's the reason why he died the way that he did. It was kind of mysterious in a way. Some people say that he was done for him because Johnny Cochran never lost a case that he worked on, seriously.
Mm-hmm. Right.
In my opinion, he was like the greatest lawyer ever, not just the greatest criminal lawyer.
Yeah.
Because he said that he considered his work as a calling from God.
Right.
And that's why he wanted to become you know about him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Gary, do you feel like that is something that is missing when it comes to us getting those kind of bills and stuff, passed? We are missing good lawyers, attorneys.
Yes. We don't have anybody. We don't have anybody like Johnny Cochran. He wasn't really concerned about he came from the South too. He came from Louisiana, Shreveport, and then he moved to LA. And he went. And his heart was right, and his father was right. Johnny Cochran Sr. He was very in tune to the people, and he felt it his mission to do what's right. He took cases. I'm kind of getting off the subject a little bit, but he got started.
It's good. Yeah. You're doing good, Gary.
Okay, he was taking cases against the LAPD when nobody else would take it, and he was winning.
Yeah.
Because everybody was scared. I'm out here in Watts where the Watts riots happened and all of this stuff went down. He was winning cases against LAPD when people were scared to take those cases. He said his calling was a calling from God to serve his people and do well. And so he had the reparations on his back burner, and he was working on that. So his death was very untimely because look what he did with the famous case was the OJ case, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Everybody thought that was an open and shut case because all the evidence pointed against OJ. Mm-hmm. But he had that gift of looking into things and breaking them down. And whenever he took on something, he always won. Mm-hmm. And even all of the white lawyers, they respected him. So a lot of people think they took him out because he was working on reparations for us. And I was looking. Oh, go ahead. I'll step back for a minute.
No, just please send me that video when you get time because I want to look at that video, create some content around that video because that's important that he was fighting for reparations. I feel like that's very informational, though, Gary. I appreciate that.
Yeah, okay, brother. Oh, and also I want to say it seems like a lot of what they would call tethers, people that are not fully connected as foundation of Black Americans, they have a lot of hate for us. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to see us to advance and move. And they just, in their cultures, they're taught to hate foundational Black Americans, and we've never done anything wrong to them. like Johnny Cochran, he's from our lineage. We only want to serve and help people most of the time until we learn that they're like doing something to undermine us or working against us. And I'm finding that a lot of foreigners or people who have foreign backgrounds, similar to Westmore, the guy from Florida, and the Congressman Ilhan Omar from Somali, they tend to want to, for some reason, undermine us and to attack us and work against whatever we do. But when they get in trouble, you know who they call on?
Us.
They call on us because we have a success record. There's something within us because we're so tied to the land, you know, and America's, and our culture is not based in lies. We prefer the truth. Most other cultures, and even Caribbean cultures, African cultures, and I know the Somalian culture, they're based on scams and lies.
Yeah.
We look down on that. So I think that we have a blessing from God to look at the truth. I remember when Jesus he was sending out his disciples, and he said, "Continue in my words and what his precepts." And he says, "And you should know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." We honor the truth, and a lot of cultures around the world don't honor the truth because sometimes it's hard to look at the truth. And I just want to thank God for you guys. I'm going to land my plane and listen to the program off the air.
No.
God bless.